Hello, welcome to Cam Girl Diaries. My name's Luscious Leisha. I'm your host tonight. And tonight we have Ember with us. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks.
So you're a cam girl, I heard.
Yes, I am.
Where do you stream?
I'm on Chaturbate and Streamate primarily.
Nice. I hear a lot of girls are on those too. They seem to be most popular, honestly. Like Chaturbate?
Chaturbate's where I got my start,
Mm-hmm.
and it's where I'm most comfortable.
Mm-hmm. So you prefer the token sites over the private only ones?
Now I'm enjoying the private only, but I get bored. If there's not enough traffic in my room, so sometimes I will make sure that I follow the guidelines of both, and Chaturbate guys keep me amused and talking while I wait for the Streamate guys to come in.
That's a good habit to have. Do you multi-stream? Do you use any software to do that?
Lately I've just been opening 2 tabs in my browser.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I try to download I do OBS. Do you do OBS at all?
I have, but I find it complicated. And I've heard that like Streamate doesn't like it as much, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. I just learned to use it last year. I've been doing this for 2 years, but it's very complicated. I have to YouTube everything. So I have no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask you, because I'm on Chaturbate too. That's my primary site. Has it been really slow for you?
It has been slow lately.
Do you know what's going on?
And I don't know. I wonder if it's because I'm not there in a large, uninterrupted chunk of time the way I was in the spring. Because now I stop a lot. I'll stop the stream if I go exclusive on Streamate, and then I'll come back. So I don't know if that does it.
I don't think so, because I'm really fed up. This has been going on for 2 weeks now. I noticed there's 4 to 9 people in my room. I'm like, what's going on? So I posted on Reddit today, asked if anybody else is having problems, and I see that you are now. I guess it's a thing this time of year.
Yeah, it's been a lot less traffic and a lot fewer tippers. I think in the springtime, I think I kept getting shared on some, promotional or something, and I would jump up to 100, 200 viewers, and then it would go back down. But yeah, that hasn't happened in a while.
So what are you doing when it's slow? Let's say you're not busy on streaming. What do you do when a Chaturbate slow and you're just dead? What do you do to amuse yourself or your clients?
For me, it's hard for me to be in my bedroom, although that's where I have it's set up. So the way I keep busy most of the time is if I'm in here, I'm folding laundry, and I do it while I'm standing up, and people will come in and notice. I actually had a quote from a fan at one point that said, it's oddly satisfying jacking off watching you do laundry. And it's well, good.
Hey, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone,
Yeah. And I mean, I'm mostly usually fully dressed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah. I know that too. I'll fold laundry and I'm like, okay, well, someone likes this. I'm like, I should not even do the time, do the makeup, do nothing for laundry. I just go on, with pajamas.
Yeah. They like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll do that if I'm in my bedroom or if I'm out. And if I have the house to myself, I will stream in the kitchen. And I clean my kitchen.
Nice. So it's working and getting stuff done at the house. I haven't ever streamed anywhere but my bedroom, because I have kids running around, so I can't really do that. But I always wanted to bake cookies and shit like that. I think it'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I did, I think there was one day I did topless baking, get me to 1,000 tokens and I take my shirt off and we'll bake a cake. And so we did, and yeah, that was fun. And then kept going kind of from there.
Yeah. How long have you been, you started with Chaturbate, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been streaming for?
I started all of this in July of last year.
Nice. And how is the income for you?
I mean, initially it was, I was waiting tables, and that was my like part-time day job. So I would try to get on and stream like an hour in the morning before I went and waited tables. And it started getting to the point where I was making as much in that hour as I would be waiting tables for 5 hours. And that doesn't have to be huge. Like an average day at the restaurant was like maybe $70. So once I started seeing that, I was like, well, if I can do that in an hour, what can I do with, 4 to 5 hours at a time while I have the house to myself? So um, it went from being supplementing that to this month, I'm I'm right about 4,500, which is my best month.
That's awesome. How many hours do you say would you put in like in a week? How many hours do you stream?
So I try to be somewhat consistent. I work Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from around 9 until 3. I tell them I'm a daytime school hours girl. And so I get the telework crowd, all the work from home guys. And I tell them that the telework and jerk guys are my best buddies. And yeah, so that's usually my hours. And then I also do, phone sex, OnlyFans, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I saw you're on OnlyFans. Was it Chaturbate, Sex Panther, Night Flirt, Many Vids, and Fansly, right? Did I hit them all?
Those are the ones I have on the list. I'm on others, but those are the ones I have up there.
Yeah, it's amazing, like how many things when you look back to see how many things you do a day. Like we do a lot. People think we don't do a lot, but we do a lot because you have to go and advertise, market all over the place, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like Sex Panther? Do you like that?
I don't utilize it as much as I should.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of ladies are very strategic and they'll, set a timer on their phone every hour they post to the explore page. And I am not that dedicated. I'm kind of half-assed with a lot of things.
Sure.
And that's kind of my personal motto is that half-ass is better than no ass. But
Right.
yeah, so I like it. It's just I don't devote a lot of time to it. So my goal is usually to hit payout every 2 weeks,
Right.
which is at least $50. And if it's more than that, it's great.
Yeah, exactly. I do Sex Panther too, but I learned from a previous interview with Katie that she sets the alarms. So she gave me good ideas here.
Mm-hmm.
I like post once a day, but I mean, you can make really good money on it if you're there. I mean, with OnlyFans, I'm not really there. How are you with OnlyFans?
I will go and I will like take a bunch of pictures all at once usually, and then I'll try to schedule them out for a while.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and so I try to do that, like, take a bunch of pictures in a few different outfits and put them all out there, one a day. And I've been getting a lot of like customs from Fansly. I've got a guy over there, and then mini vids that I'll get custom ideas, and then I'll take those and put those out as my pay-per-view on OnlyFans.
Nice. How many do you run a free account or do you have a paid or both?
I have a paid. I'm trying to get a free account set up, but the verification process is, even though I'm already verified.
On there, it really is.
It really is. Like I promise you, I'm already there.
So what kind of stuff do you do for your fans? Do you have like a niche or anything?
So I'm very just me a lot of the times. I am dabbling in a little bit more the dominant side, even like findom, just a little bit. I'm learning about that. But I do enjoy like the sissies and the cucks, the betas, all that. They are a lot of fun. And I find that they are less fuckboys than the ones who want to come and demand you to flash them.
Yeah. Gotta love that, some guys are really demanding. It's like, where are you? You're in my room, you know? Why are you being so rude? I'd always put them in the...
Exactly. Yes.
So the industry, were you in anything like this before you quit? Would you say you were waiting tables, right?
No, so that's kind of my thing, is my niche, I guess if you could call it that, is like religion and religious role play. And so I was raised very religious. I was homeschooled, and I left that 2 to 3 years ago. And so that's part of my thing, is that I get a lot of guys that we do a lot of religious related role play, particularly on Night Flirt.
Nice. I have never heard of that.
Yeah.
It's a new one for me.
Oh, yes. That's my specialty.
I can imagine you had a whole lifetime of that, and congratulations on leaving. You probably feel so much better.
Thank you.
You.
I do. It's very liberating.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I joke that I can pray a man to orgasm, and I can. So
God, that's more relief.
yeah.
So have you found it like kind of complicated sometimes to figure out like apps? Like you do your own photos, right? Oh, do you use like any special editing apps or anything?
I am terrible. I've got an iPhone that a friend and fan gave me, and then I've got my Google Pixel, and basically I just take pictures, and if I'm on the iPhone, I will edit it a little bit. Maybe I'll just adjust the color. And the Pixel kind of is similar too. It's got some suggestions that it'll give me. So I might apply that.
Nice.
But sometimes, so I am married, and sometimes my husband will sit and actually edit photos, but he kind of got bored of doing that. So I was like, that's fine. Yeah. And then I am polyamorous, and my boyfriend is like a professional photographer.
Right.
So he's done a couple of photo shoots, and so that's handy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so it's kind of nice. But for the most part, everything I put out is just very real, very like I might watch my videos before I post them. I might not. And I'm just like, go with God.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool though, because a lot of guys, whoever gets your videos, they don't like that shit. They like the real stuff. They don't like the fake.
Oh yeah.
And that's like one of the things I like camming, is because you can be yourself. I know a lot of girls do like alter, people, like they're not the same, a different persona. I can't do that. I don't think I can even remember, who I was. It's very hard. But you're real, like I am, like how I act. Like this is me all the time.
Pretty much. Now I will kind of draw on that more dominant side. I think I've just gotten tired of the demands and the nonsense in a lot of the streaming. And so very much, you come in my room and ask me a question about anal, like, you buy me a drink first. Like, what kind of a man walks up to a woman and asks her that? Like, the very least you do, you put that in a tip note.
But I do the same thing. I'm like, at least you could buy me breakfast and free freaking like, wow, like, come on, where's your manners?
Like, what kind of a question is that? Who raised you?
Exactly. I know sometimes like you should hold a class, like a religious class for manners. See if you can get some people to charge them for it. That would be cool.
Oh yeah. Like, and they'll always, the thing about the private messages on Chaturbate, I'm like, you can share with the whole class, sweetie. I don't know what it is that you have to say that's that important.
Exactly. Super annoying. Like, check your private chat. Like, did you tip me? What did it cost for that first? No, I don't know. So you can go in general. Like, they're just, you gotta like I always say, my main thing in life is boundaries. You gotta have those boundaries. You cannot let those dudes walk all over you.
Exactly. That's what I've told friends when I started doing this. I was like, I am practicing setting boundaries, asking for what I want, learning what like is arousing or exciting to me, and saying no, and being rejected all of those things I'm practicing.
Yeah, and it's hard. Even in real life, it's hard. Like I just set my boundaries 2 years ago. I was always the person to get walked on. Not anymore. Not anymore. Once you set them, you're like that. You're really strong. You're a lot stronger when you set them. You just know what you're gonna do. It comes easy, but it's hard to do that. It is really hard.
It is. It is.
So is anyone in your family, besides your immediate family, is anybody like, do you have relationships with them? Do they know what you do for a living?
My sister does. I've tried to convince her to get on Night Flirt. She's a librarian, and I think she would kill.
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So my sister knows. I think I told one of my brothers. He's very into like videography and stuff, and he didn't care. He's cool. Yeah, a couple of my brothers. But although I will say I have posted publicly about, like, on my personal social media about doing this sort of work. I haven't like gone into detail, but I did like say, it's very liberating to do this, to have a spicy fan page. And so then I was like, if anybody's ever done like a boudoir photo shoot or something like that, like share a picture where you feel beautiful. That was a great post, because then all of these beautiful ladies that are on my friends list are like,
that's a great self-esteem too. It really is. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely right with like doing this kind of work. It makes you feel very powerful. We're called our divine feminine, I love it. It's definitely a good thing. Is anybody has ever come to your show like you didn't know they were coming and they showed up? I don't know if you blocked your state or anything.
I do not block my state. It's a really big state. So, and those that are in it are very excited about it. Texans really enjoy Texas. And so they've always got it in their username anyway. So I call them out, make them feel special, and then they might tip more. But I don't think anyone ever that I didn't know was going to come in. So my husband, I don't know his username. And so he never tells me when he's there. Like he lurks just now and then. It's funny. My boyfriend, I know his username, and he always asks before he comes in. He's like, hey, are you streaming? Would it be okay if I come in?
That's cool.
Except for it, which is really sweet, except for the first time. The first time I think he got on and watched without saying anything, which is funny.
Yeah.
But then he was like, but then it got too exciting. So I left because I felt like it was wrong.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend's boyfriend, my metamor, I know his username, and every once in a while he'll just show up, and I'm like, oh hey, how are you doing? And,
they make you uncomfortable.
He doesn't know. No, all three of those guys I'm good with. And their own ways of doing it. So, yeah, they don't concern me. And these days I don't do a lot of explicit things in Maine anyway, because of being on Streamate. So
yeah. I had somebody come in and they knew me by my full name. And they put it in the chat, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And they didn't even tell me who it was, because I don't have my state blocked either, because it's like the second biggest state. So I kind of don't want to cut off on the traffic. But yeah, that was creepy. It was real creepy.
Yeah,
it was. I was like, wow, that's a dickhead move. Like, seriously.
I had one. It was within my first week, I think, and they came in the room. I was in the middle of doing something in the main room, and he used my real name, and I still don't know who it was. I don't know if they actually knew me or not. They like gave me these cryptic hints in a private message, and I've never seen him since. But all they said was that they would be in more trouble than I would if they told anybody. And I'm like, I wouldn't be in any trouble. I'm a grown adult, and my husband knows what I'm doing, so I'm not sure who's going to get me in trouble. But
I hate the games. It's like, why can't you just say it? Like, I hate games. Like, I didn't ever that person was either. So we have the same kind of situation. It's creepy though. It's creepy as hell. It's like, what's wrong?
It was. What is wrong with you? I know it's got to make them feel powerful.
Yeah, it's some sort of weird power trip, more than likely. So do you see yourself camming for a long time, or do you have other things you want to do in the industry or outside the industry?
I mean, right now I enjoy it, and it's at the point where we're financially comfortable with or without it. But a lot more flexibility with it. So I enjoy it. And if all I do is get on 3 days a week and that's it, I think that's not bad. You know, the OnlyFans is really back burner. I don't have a ton of fans. They're there and they're cool and they can always ask for customs and things, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And so the wisest thing I have heard about all of this, a creator named Paisley Hayes, she's amazing, but she said on one of her videos, what business do you have starting a fan page? Do you have fans? And I was like, oh shit. Like, if you're an actress or you're a politician or a pop star, you've got fans. Go for it.
Like, you don't want to do it. You know, I want to empower someone. Paisley was on the show, I think, way before I started hosting on it. Last year, I think. But yeah, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's that you can do it.
Yeah.
But you have to go find your fans. You don't already have, like, hi, I'm, you know, a Kardashian.
Exactly.
Let me open an OnlyFans. Boom. I'm not anybody. So I have to market it daily. And that's the grind. And that's a lot of work.
It really is. Like, I've been slacking so much, like, with taking pictures and content and doing things. Like, you got to have your whole heart into it. And do you have any kids or anything?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know how it is being a mom. It's like, there's not enough time in the day to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
There really is.
Oh, yeah. So it's all that marketing of it that really is difficult. And so that's what I think she meant, that if you don't have fans, you're going to be marketing, and it's a lot of work.
Yes.
If you can be on a platform that allows you to be discovered, that's so different.
Yeah, I wish OnlyFans, you can't be discovered, obviously, you know that, but it's like, I wish it would be a lot easier for us, but yeah, you got to work. Now, do you have all that social media and stuff, like Insta and Twitter and all that stuff? Do you do those things?
Yes, I've got Instagram and Twitter. I'm on TikTok, but not much. Reddit, and Reddit's a constant battle, getting the karma, finding the subreddits.
I gave up on it for like a year and I just went back on.
Yeah, I started getting more consistent, and then I got kicked out of one that I was actually consistent in.
And so, damn, I'm never going to get this game. I'm never going to get it.
I know. And so I just, Chaturbate, that's what it is for me. Like, Chaturbate is my OnlyFans advertising.
Yeah, I love how you can get those apps. Like, I use the rotating notifier. Do you use that one where you can put like all 12 slots or something like that? It's great.
Yeah.
I get a lot of traffic. I get a lot of people, like you said, they go right over, join everything. So it does really good. That's what I love. Me and Chaturbate have a love-hate relationship because, you know, hard like to use. You do know that because it's just very old.
Yeah.
But the apps are great. I mean, they do work good.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah. To a point. I had a really hard time last week. It kept dropping like people on the stream, like me. It was like 20 times a day. I was like, I was so mad. Like, I would throw my laptop against the wall. Like,
wow.
Yeah, everybody gets kicked out all the time, comes back in. So I'm like, was it me? Was it you? They're like, it was me. It must have been Chaturbate. Like, it's just really bad lately. I don't know what's going on. And I'm still sure that email support, they'd say it's on my end, like they always do.
I mean, there have been changes recently too, with different states requiring different kinds of verifications.
Oh, really?
I know that went out. Specifically, I think the state of Texas passed some kind of rule, and it started as well as maybe Mississippi. And so it was impacting what you could have in your picture, all kinds of things.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't hear about that. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that was a few weeks, maybe a month ago, and I saw it in the Discord for Streamate. They were talking about it.
So how is Discord? I don't use that. What do you use it for?
I'm in there there is Cam Girl Problems and Creators Advice. Cam Girl Problems on Reddit has a Discord where you can go, and it's got a lot of information categorized. And so I have that just in case I have questions about specific things. And then I think Streamate has one where you can go and kind of get real-time information from other Streamate models. I don't use it much. Some people do use it as like keeping track of fans and things.
Yeah, there's just so many socials. It's kind of like another messaging type thing, right?
Yes, you can also you can do video on there as well, like a video chat.
Oh, so could you use it for like content? If someone do a video and says Skype, could you use Discord? Is it easy like that?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, you could do Discord. Like Discord, Skype, or Snapchat are usually the ones I would use.
You ever use Kick? Have you ever used that app?
I haven't.
I haven't in a while. I just remembered about it. But that was a good app for selling because I used to sell panties back in the day, but it's still around. I'll have to go check that shit out. I guess it's maybe another one we can look into. Add it to the list, right?
Yeah. I've heard of Kick. I just haven't used it. I'm on Telegram.
Are you? I'm not on that. You get a lot of business too?
Yeah. No, mainly I'm on Telegram. I'm in Paisley's Telegram group.
Oh, cool.
So she has a lot of good ideas in there.
Yeah. She's pretty big. I mean, people always say they've been to like the AVNs and stuff like that. Do you ever see yourself going there maybe one day?
I don't know. I don't know that I'd ever get to the point where I'd feel like I'm qualified to go. I don't know.
I know. I always think about cam girling as like the bottom feeder of the industry. But it's not really, I don't think. You know?
I don't know. It's just everybody has their preference when it comes to adult content. And some people are all about the phone. Some people just want video. Everybody's different.
What kind of content do you sell? Like, do you make like vids? Do you have a lot of customs? Do you do like anything crazy?
Well, so recently, my one that really took me by surprise, my husband got diagnosed with sleep apnea. And a man came in my room on Streamate and he was like, "Do you have a CPAP machine?" And I'm like, "Yes, boo-boo, I do." And then he was like, "Do you have a night guard?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And so
that's awesome.
I'm just sitting here fully clothed. He's like, "Try on all the different masks." I'm like, "Okay." And it was fascinating to me. I made his day. Like, I fulfilled fantasies. Every single thing he asked for, I had.
That's amazing. He was meant to find you with that freaking CPAP.
He was meant to find me. Exactly. And then, so that was on Streamate. So I made a video about that, like just like I would do for TikTok, basically. Like, this is what I encountered. So interesting, right? And I went and posted that on ManyVids as like a free video with like medical fetish tags and stuff. And some other guys are like, "Hey, can you make some CPAP videos for me?" So I've done a couple of just like getting ready for, I did a role play one where I was, you're the guy coming over to teach me how to use my new CPAP. And I try on all the masks and make sure it's working. So I've sold that. And then I did one where I was getting ready for bed and I actually undressed wearing my mask and I laid down going to bed.
That's insane. That's so cool. I love that kind of shit. It's so easy. And I like the weird stuff like that, you know? Next on the list, like the medical fetish. Someone did ask me that. Reminded me, they asked me if I had those gloves, latex gloves. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, yes, laying around. Never know when you're gonna need those.
I do have those. Yeah, I did one video that I just like thought it was fun. It was medicinal masturbations, because after a vasectomy, you have to have a certain number of ejaculations in order to be cleared to go forward. And so that was the point. It was, just fun. And the medical related guys, you do things I've never even heard of before. That's so cool. I love out of the box shit.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, and the sneeze guys, man. Those ones.
Sneeze guy?
Oh,
Tell me.
I had a terrible, terrible cold back in June, and like I couldn't cam, I couldn't do anything. But I happened to, I don't know, I was on ManyVids and I looked up something like cough or cold, and there's coughing videos, there's nose blowing videos, and there's sneeze videos. I was like,
Wow.
I have been told that I have a beautiful nose, especially when it's filled with snot.
Ooh, it's so hot.
Oh yeah. Those have been my like best selling videos.
Isn't that insane? Just normal shit, you know, we'll never think.
Safe for work, fully dressed, safe for work.
True. I've really safe for work stuff. I have a hard time with that. I'm always like, oh, so my mind always goes there. Always. So I'm like, oh man.
I know.
Oh, I love that.
But you can see anybody, you know, have an orgasm, but to find someone who will find sneezing powder and sneeze for you, that's
that is really special. I like that. I love weird shit. Like I always do weird shit too. So I love that. I think the weirdest thing someone ever asked me to do was to get dressed on the show. And then he wanted to see like all my pairs of panties. So on the show live, I laid them all out, and then we got private. I was on private for like 2 hours, and then I had to try on every pair, do for every. I loved it. I'm like, you gotta come back more often. I love shit like that. Because some nights,
I've had,
it's just really boring. You know, you get people looking at porn, they're not saying anything. Like, okay, you know,
all right, creepy, yeah, like interact, man. Like I go through a whole thing. Like when they take me exclusive, I'm like, you know, nice to meet you. What should I call you? Why don't you turn on your cam? You can see me. Why? I'd love to see you.
it's more that way. Like I don't have to look at myself.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's more fun that way, but also it takes up some time, and that's always nice.
Yes, you gotta spend as much time as you can on those privates. Definitely. It's always creepy when the guys, when I ask them to share their camera, all I hear is like breathing and nothing else. Kelly, man, let's just keep this going. It's like, and I'm like, oh my god.
I'll just turn it down. That's fine. If you aren't going to say anything.
I know. At least show me your dick, like something. I don't want to see nothing but black.
Like, give me something.
What do you do?
Give me something to work with.
Exactly. But yeah, what are you doing? Are you going on Chaturbate? Do you do nights there, or do you do whenever? Like, do you day shift?
No, I'm strictly day shift. I do basically when the kids are in school, that's when I work. Or that's when I cam anyway. So yeah, I tell them that, you know, I'm elusive and you never know when it'll happen, but Monday, Tuesday, Friday, hopefully. Sometimes Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, if they're lucky.
Right. I have a hard time getting out of the day. I'm a night girl, and I'm trying to switch over. Like you said, it's easier when the kids are at school. Really, not a lot easier.
Yeah.
When I went to the day, it was a little weird for me. There wasn't much traffic. I don't know.
Well, that may be that your users are used to you not being on.
Yeah.
But the work from home guys, oh my God. They've got their work screen up and they've got their porn screen up, and they can just sit there all day long.
Yeah, it's amazing what some of these guys have set up in their house. Because like on Snapline will share it with me. This one guy had me on like 6 screens on the wall. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn.
I was like, wow, that's huge. That is huge. But yeah, there's a lot. I've met a lot of cool people. Have you?
I have. Like, there's always fascinating people.
And how about your clientele? Would you say a lot of them are in the States, or do you see them from all over the world?
I would say a lot are in the US. I've got one fan from the Netherlands that stands out. Like, he's my best guy, my big spender. I get a lot of Germans.
Yeah.
I lived in Germany for a while, and so I practiced my very bad German.
So awesome. It's beautiful there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm trying to learn German currently. It's very hard.
It is. It's a difficult one. Like, and I get my pronunciation pretty good, but my vocabulary is very bad.
Yeah, I'm using that Duolingo app, and because I'm German, like 100% German background, I'm trying to learn now. Like, this is fun, but I'm like 40, so I'm trying to like learn something new. But it's I don't know. I love it.
I mean, I can usually pick out the German guys when they come in my room because of their usernames. And so I will start asking them, I'll, start talking to them in German.
So cool.
And I've got one that like he considers himself my German teacher. And so I can say, look, it's my German teacher.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I know I gotta say, there are like more nice guys. I mean, I have a couple people and I talk to besides on Chaturbate, like they'll text me and I'll talk to them. A lot of Irish people are really nice, I noticed.
I've had a couple of Irish guys. I had one guy from Belgium that would send me voice notes in French.
Ooh.
And I was like, yes.
That's hot.
Yes.
Oui, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're saying, but yes, please.
It sounds sweet though.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, like, one of the craziest things that's ever happened on a live stream.
Oh my gosh. Like there was a point where I would have like an amount every day, like $200 or so. And I'd be like, okay, if we get to $200, yeah, I'll consider like squirting in the main room. We'll see. And so there were days that that was kind of a regular, like in the kitchen, on the kitchen floor kind of a thing. Yeah. So, but that that seems tame though at some points because there's one guy who was all about like getting dirty. And so he had me go outside, and make a mud puddle and cover myself in mud.
That's fun. That's really fun.
It was. And he's a delight. And he's one of those, because, guys will come in the rooms and they'll be like, oh, how much would it be to, pour chocolate syrup all over yourself? I'm like, I don't want to have to do this math. Like, come on. And so this guy, he comes in, he's like, I'll take you private if you make a mud puddle, and I'll give you 1,000 tokens right now, and then I'll continue tipping throughout the private that I'm paying for. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
That's great.
And yeah, so he was lovely. Every time he came in the room, it was like at least $400, and he was great. So yeah, chocolate syrup, jam, like that first day,
clean up.
But it was outside.
That's good.
That was, yes. So we went outside. We did the mud puddle. He's like, go in your kitchen and find whatever. And so I came out with pancake syrup, squeezy strawberry jam, and chocolate syrup. And it was a mess. Yeah, he's like, on the top of your head. I'm like, okay, yeah.
That was a fun for you, though. Did you spray yourself down with the hose?
Yes, because I was like completely like sticky.
Oh my gosh, I love that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had anything crazy like that. I'd love to have that. I like challenging. I'm very competitive.
Oh,
yeah. You said you're a squirter. Is that what?
Yeah, that's something I've learned. Yes.
Teach yourself.
I did teach myself.
I researched that shit for like 6 months. So no one's ever made me.
Yeah.
Finally, I figured out. Are you like just like a clit squirter, or do you have to have G-spot and clit, or G-spot?
G-spot. I have to have G-spot. Clit helps. And so, like, a friend mentioned it. He mentioned something about teaching his wife to squirt or something. I was like, this is fascinating. And so I started like researching before I started this work. And it's
hard to teach yourself though.
It is, but a lot of it is mental, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. And so, and I think it kind of ties in with that, like, completely being uninhibited and
no thought,
like to the point. Yeah. I mean, to the point where you can orgasm in front of 200 men who are watching on their computers. Like,
exactly.
It takes that kind of like no inhibitions.
I was so like pissed off that I hadn't ever done it. So I'm like, I'm going to do this. So I told other guys in my room within 6 months, I had like this thing going. I'm going to be able to squirt. And every time they're like, did you? I'm like, no, they couldn't make it work. But I finally mastered that shit. And now it's great. People love that. They pay a lot for like,
oh yeah,
a lot. And it's fun. It's just a little bit messy, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, you just got to watch out where you are. But yeah, I think one of the last customs I did, one of the guys on my Fansly, he just likes pretty traditional like sex stuff, no sneezing, and so he had me. He wanted, like a squirting video. I was like, I could do that. Yes.
That's cool. I know a lot of guys will be like, can't you just squirt in the general chat? I'll be like, no, that's like a private deal. Like, come on, guys.
It should be. It should be. Like, I have done it, but these days I'm like, yeah, no, we're gonna save that.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Like, I used to just want to do things in general chat, but I'm just like, no, because it's so slow too. We got to make money somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of advice would you give somebody watching the podcast right now if they want to start camming? What are like 3 top things you think you would tell them?
I would tell them, make sure that you are being safe and you have separate everything, your email, your usernames, all that is separate than your regular. You don't use your phone numbers and all that. Like having a Google Voice number, that's handy for all of that verification stuff. Know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Like kind of have that worked out in advance. And then also be sure that there's nothing that would destroy your life if it was found out. Like,
that's so true.
Jobs that you cannot get or that you will lose, and custody battles. I think those are really big. If those are things in your life that it would destroy it, then you need to not be involved.
I love that advice. Love all that advice. It's so true. I didn't realize, like, I got into this work for survival issues, methods, whatever. And I never realized, like, the things people are going to ask me to do. Like, I never even fathomed things people are going to ask me to do. Just be prepared for the craziest shit. You really do.
Yes. You have to be really good at saying no. And if you feel the need to run to Reddit and say, is this a scam? It's a scam.
Trust your gut. That's what I always say. Like, right? Don't do it. Don't do it at all.
Yeah. No.
And that goes back to what I always say with like being young and starting. You need to know everything before you even get on camera. You have to know, because you won't get jobs anymore. They can Google your name and you're done. It's hard.
I mean, yeah.
The industry is there's such a huge stigma. So it's like,
yeah, I just saw a teacher lose her job in, I think, Missouri. News just came out today because of OnlyFans.
Yes, I just think that's so wrong, honestly. I really do.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean,
yeah,
society is so different. There's such a huge stigma against it. So yeah, those are great pieces of advice. So anything else that you wanted to add to the interview today? I mean, we covered a lot of cool things, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually working on writing like a guidebook for people who want to get into it. And kind of for just like the regular lady. Like, I know there's the perception in the vanilla world that you have to be a college co-ed with big tits, and you don't.
Nope.
So for everybody else out there, these are the sites that exist. These are ways to get on them. These are my favorites. This is kind of how you set things up. So I'm working on writing that, and it's actually at the top of my link tree now. If you want to be notified when it comes out, you can just put in your email and I'll get it sent out. But yeah, I'm working on putting a lot of good information in there.
I love that, because I was just saying in the last podcast that we should have a guidebook, because sometimes you just, you just don't know. When do you expect to have it released?
I am hoping by the end of the year at the very latest. Maybe sooner.
Nice. So you're going to have to let us know, message us and let us know when it's released so we can broadcast that shit. That's amazing. I love that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. My friend and I were working on it together. I kind of got her into the whole thing, and she's been having a lot of fun on Night Flirt. So.
Oh, awesome. I haven't been on that one yet. Definitely got to check it out. All right. Well, Ember, it was very nice having you. I'm sure we'll hear about your book when it goes viral, because I definitely want to take a look at that. It'll help a lot of cam girls out. Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a great night. See ya.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
Well, that was Ember Skies. Definitely a good interview today. We went over a bunch of stuff. The guidebook, that's something that a lot of cam girls can look forward to. So if you guys want to check her out, her description will be at the bottom of the show notes. Also follow us on Patreon, support us on there, and listen to us on all of your worldwide podcasts. All right, guys, have a great night. See ya.